Welcome back to another Pokemon Falling Friday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Friday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going down in price. We do also cover big Pokemon news, like card sets get revealed. And we do have to do the question of the day. What is your least favorite type of rarity? Gold cards, rainbow cards, illustration rares? Let me know down below. And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor, and that is COLLECTR. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your collection. I've tried every single app. The second closest app maybe has like 1/10 of the amount of cards and products that COLLECTR actually has. They also do more giveaways than anyone in this entire hobby, so make sure you follow them on every single one of the social medias, so that way you have a better chance of winning some of these crazy giveaways. I'll have all the links in the description. And of course, you guys want to try out PSA for your first time, click the link, use the code BEER25, you get $25 off your first submission, and you just got to use a new email for that every time. And same thing with tag, use the code BEARD102, and you get 10% off your first submission. And if you guys could download the FANATICS Select app, you guys can watch my Market Monday and Falling Friday completely free every single Thursday and Sunday, 7 p.m. Central. And I'll be live in the chat, and we do a giveaway every single video. So definitely check that out. It's a ton of fun. And I'll be vending at the Minnesota Monthly Card Show at the Heritage Center and Brooklyn Center, completely free to get in, this Saturday, August 15th. Thanks to Grant Gradables, got me a couple tables. So it's been a while since I've vended in Minnesota. It should be a ton of fun. All right, let's get into it. We are on Poke Beach here. So one of the new 30th anniversary Pikachus is actually done by one of the OG artists, Ken Sugimori. And actually, this is my favorite style of Pikachu ever. I've said it many times on my channel. Like this Pikachu card right here, that's Pikachu to me when I think of Pikachu. So he's getting a new card, basically the same exact art as the Jungle card. So super cool. This will probably be the most expensive, but every booster pack will come with one of the 30 Pikachu cards. So they shouldn't be that expensive. All right, let's get into it. We got the Pitch Black booster box. Looks like TCG Player updated. I don't know, kind of like it. Was at $295. Now last sold $175, $176, and $182. Next, we have Destined Rivals booster box. Was at $650. Now leveling out a little bit. Last sold $448, $475, $453. Next, Perfect Order is still dropping. Was at $225. Now last sold $174, $170, $169, and a couple at $162. Actually, a ton at $162. Wow. Next, Evolving Skies was at $2,700 for the booster box. Now $24, $24.50, and $23.50. And we got the Lost Origin booster box still slowly dropping. Last sold $734, $725, and $736. Next, we got a bunch of the 30th anniversary products. Remember, these are pre-sale on TCG Player. Even on eBay, you can find these a lot cheaper already, but I would not buy them yet. They are still dropping. So we have the 30th booster bundle was at $197. Now last sold all right around $93. Here is the Ditto Premium Collection. This was at $499. Now last sold $206. Got a couple high ones at $275, but most of them are right around $205. Next, we got the regular 30th anniversary ETB. Was at $475. Now last sold $191. Next, we got the Pokemon Center 30th ETB. Was at $819. Now last sold $469, $493, $495. And you can, like I said, find these way cheaper on eBay, especially for that Pokemon Center ETB. Next, we have the Umbreon 30th anniversary UPC. Was at $1480. Now last sold $531, $530. All right around $531. And here is the Espeon one. Of course, a little bit cheaper. Was at $14. Now all last sold right around $445. And we have the Mega Charizard X UPC. This is at $289. Now it last sold $227 and $220. And here is the Moltres UPC. Was at $395. Now $324, $344, and $330. And we got the Blooming Waters Premium Collection. This was at $399. Now last sold $335, $330, and $322. And we got the 151 ETB, even starting to drop again, was at $620. Now last sold $599, $549, and $570. Next, the Destined Rivals ETB is dropping like a rock. Was at $207. Now all last sold right around $116. You gotta think, this ETB was $207, but I think the all-time high was $276. That is wild. All right, next we got the regular Paldea Evolved ETB. Was at $252. Now $214, $225, and $220. And here is the Destined Rivals Pokemon Center ETB. Was at $560. Now 441, 450, and a couple still at 516, but we don't get a ton of sales for these boxes, especially on TCG Player with no pictures. Next, we have the Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center ETB. It's at 513. Now last sold 435, 430, and 460. And we have the Phantasmal Flames Pokemon Center ETB. Was at 375. Now last sold 280, 295, and 299. Next, we have the Drakloak Illustration Rare. Getting to some cards. Was at $11. Now we got sales at 3, 4, and 5. And the same thing with the Dreepy. I remember people were making videos that these cards were just going to go crazy. This was at $12. Now it last sold 7, 6. We got one, high one at 9. And we have the Air Castangla. This card is beautiful. Was at 28. And now last sold 18, 17, and 20. Next, we have the Bulbasaur Mega Evolution Box Topper. This was at $27. Now it last sold 18. Pretty much all at 18. Next, we have the 151 Psyduck Illustration Rare. Was at $83. Now it last sold 65, 68, and 67. And we have the Magikarp Illustration Rare. So I clicked on hundreds and hundreds of illustration rares like I do every single week. And a lot of them are finally starting to like level out or bounce back just $1 or $2. It's not like every single one is still, free falling like it was the last couple weeks. But yeah, Magikarp was at $429. Now $375, $350, $381, and we got one random high one at $499. Next, we got some SIRs. Here's the Iron Valiant from Prismatic Evolutions. It's at $77. Now $50, $41, and $45. Next, you got the Mega Zororo from Pitch Black. Was at $171. Now it last sold $64, $65, and $63. Next, we get the Morpeko. This was at $200. Dropped down to $99. Went back up to $135. Now last sold $99 and $100. Next, we have the Dragapult SIR from Prismatic. Was at $142. Now $107, $112, and $105. Next, we have the Blastoise from 151. Was at $166. Now last sold $150, $135, $149, and $138. And we have the Ethan's Ho-Oh. Was at $200 basically. Now last sold $159, $150. Got a couple at $165. And the Latias SIR was at $198. Now last sold $165, $175, and $205. And here is the new Mega Greninja. Was at $590. Now it last sold $221, $212, and $205. And here's the new Mega Darkrai. Special illustration rare was at $390. Now $225, $226, and $245. And here is the Surging Sparks Pikachu. Was at $382. Now $295, $290, $285. And the Greninja from Twilight Masquerade was at $402. All the big cards are dropping. Now last sold $361, $375. Couple more at about $370 to $380. And the Destined Rivals Mewtwo was at $570. Now $492, $555, and $499. And the Mega Charizard X is finally dropping a decent amount. Because this card just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's been in the 800s for a long time. And now last sold $712, $699, $734, $712. Got one at $757 and $880. Got a couple more here, $698, $683. Let's see what we can get this one shipped for from a legit seller. That is Spanish. So many Spanish ones. $690, $699 right here. Shipping included. Legit seller. Doesn't say a different language, so should be English. So yeah, $700 now. Not bad. Next, we got the Mega Dragonite. This is at $879. Now $747, $729, $670, and $699. And even the Bubble Mew is starting to drop. So it's at about $1,100. Now last sold $925, $910, $961, $933. And we have the Ascended Heroes Pikachu was at $1,368. Now we got sales at $1,100, $1,099, $965. Couple more at $965. We got one at $985. Let's see if we can get this one shipped for. Let's see here. Wow. $913. Shipping included from a legit seller. Tons of sales. No picture, of course, but still $913. Next, we have the Mega Gengar from Ascended. Was at $1,414. Now $997, $1,387. Got one at $430. Let's see if we can get this one shipped for. Looks like we have tons of copies available at $995. Wow, all near mint, all from legit sellers. We're not getting a ton of sales too. We get one average daily sold. And for the last 3 months, we've had a total of 107 sales. But the sales lately have just been slowing down so much because the cards are dropping, so people are scared to buy them. But yeah, that's kind of crazy that we can now get the Mega Gengar and the Pikachu and basically the Mew EX under $1,000, which they shouldn't even be that expensive in my opinion. Next, we have the Gold Mega Dragonite. Was at $337. Now it last sold $272, $238, and $247. And the Mega Charizard X from Phantasmal was at $365. Now $265 for lightly played, otherwise $286, $310, $319, got a couple at $299. So that's like the first time this card has been in the 200s. Next, the Mega Charizard Y was at $675. Now last sold $394, $429, and $380. All right, next we have the Celebi V alternate art was at $105. Now last sold $80, $79, and $76. Next, the Charizard V from Brilliant Stars was at $356. Now $296, $300, and $290. Next, we have the Rayquaza VMAX Trainer Gallery was at $222. Now last sold $204, $230, $195, $200. Next, the Pikachu V Trainer Gallery was at $139. Now $128, $127, $124. And the Pikachu V Max Trainer Gallery was at $127. Now $110, $107, and $105. And we got a couple glaring gallery cards. Here's the Giratina, was at $430. Now that sold $302, $339, $340. Next, the Mewtwo V-Star was at $310. Now we got sales at $259, $255, $270, $260. And the Darkrai V-Star got all the way up to $120. Now last sold $95, $91, and $106. And even the Glaceon V-Star was at $83. Kind of leveling out now. All last sold between $65 and $70. And we got a couple promos here. Here is the Eevee Pokemon Center. This was at $110. Now $86, $93, and $88. And we also have the Charizard V-Star promo, was at $99. Now last sold $75, $69, a couple at $72. And we have the Ends Zekrom Pokemon Center promo, was at $126. Now $80, $72, $75. And here is the 30th anniversary illustration rare promo. So we got the Turtwig at $7, Chimchar at $6, Scorbunny at $6, Grookey at $6, Rowlet at $5. So these haven't dropped too much, like a buck or two. The new black and white ones, though, Tepig's $4, Snivy's $5, so they're not getting a ton of love. And then Sobble's also $4. And the Gen 1s are holding strong. Charmander right around $35 to $40. And Bulbasaur and Squirtle up in the high 20s. But here is Gen 2. So we got the Chikorita, my favorite, was at $26. Now last sold all at $11. And we have the Cyndaquil, was at $35. Now last sold $13, $14, got one high one at $17. And here's the Totodile. Now this is the one that has a shiny Gyarados in the card. Was at $42. Now last sold, holding strong right around $20. And we have the new Chinese exclusive Sylveon EX SAR. People were trying to sell me this card, but it was like $500, $600. But now selling for right around $400. So still dropping, and I think it will drop even more. And last on the list, we're going to check out some of the new prices from Storm Emeralda. So we're going to click on these big guys here. Again, barely any sales. Still one sale for this gold Mega Rayquaza card. Like, that's kind of crazy. And it's at $12.99. But we already have sales on eBay below $1,000. Now here is the Mega Rayquaza SAR. Was at $844. Now last sold $675, $657, $660. So already in the 600s. And we will also click on the Raikou. Was at $93 it went up to. Now last sold $84, $80. And also, what do you guys call this Pokemon? I know in the show, I think they say his name one time and it's Raikou. But in, actual Japanese, I think it's pronounced Raikou. So what do you guys call him? Because I just got a new Bengal kitten and I named him Raikou, and I've been calling him Raikou because that's technically how it's pronounced. But let me know down below what you guys think. Now we're going to run through some of these other prices. We got the Mega Rayquaza Full Art, $72. Xenia's Trust, $69. Mega Golurk SAR at $43. Got the Mega Galsapod at 41, Kyogre 25, Tate and Lisa's Training at 23, Arun 22, Mega Golurk Full Art at 20, Stripper Kecleon at 20, Groudon and Growlithe both at 19, the Raikou Full Art at 17, the Arun at 16, MC's Hype at 13, Zinnia's Trust at 12, Unamorous at 12, Pincharin at 11, and everything else is below $10. But all right, that was this week's Pokemon Flying Friday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that like and comment. If you guys want to support more, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. If you guys want to watch my last Throwback Thursday, where we actually covered a certain artist that I think their cards are going to start blowing up, click the video above. Otherwise, if you guys want to watch any of my other vending videos, you can click the playlist above also. All right, we'll see you next time.